I quite like coming into the podcast studio doing an episode on a Saturday.
Why?
I don't know, I just feel fresh. I feel that during the week when we do it, sometimes there's a million things going on. So when we come here, it's just like, hey, just
there's
relax.
zero distractions.
No phone calls. My phone isn't going to blow up.
I'm still going to put on dinner.
You're going to get, absolutely. You're going to get a really quality chat, but just a more relaxed chat from myself anyway.
I agree. I definitely feel the same way. I was, so for context, for those listening, this is recorded on a Saturday morning, but
this particular episode, not all of them.
Yeah, not all of them, or almost none of them.
Yeah.
But I was coming into work this morning, and it was surprisingly cold this morning.
It was fresh, yeah.
It was like 1 degree. And I got up and...
Your car inside or outside?
My car?
Yeah.
No, it's in the garage.
That's it, yeah.
So it's like there was no...
Do you have double garage?
Double garage.
Oh,
yeah.
what a life.
Yeah.
What a life, living the dream.
No, only my car.
Just in the middle. Right in the middle. You can stay outside.
Yeah, I'm not kidding. But this morning, so I got up, it was a nice morning, had a good sleep, and I was on my way to work, and I live in the West, so I was coming on the freeway on the way into Albert Park, and they're doing some work there, and there's all sorts of shit, but, the freeway is pretty good on a Saturday morning. So I was doing about 120 in the right lane.
No, you mean the safe and legal speed you were doing?
Of course, yeah.
Yeah, sorry, 100. So it was 100 on the freeway there.
Oh, sorry, did I say 120?
Yeah, I think you've just typo.
Slip
of the tongue.
Anyway, I was driving in the right lane, and for everyone listening, if you don't know this, the right lane, I feel like we don't have this rule in Australia, or people don't understand.
Oh, it's definitely it's an unspoken rule. Everyone knows.
I don't know if everyone knows, because if you drive in,
keep left unless overtaking. It's fucking signs on the freeway when you drive to Adelaide.
Yeah, but people do not abide by it.
Yeah.
It's I know it. If you drive overseas, people know it. Like if you drive, if you're in, if you're in in Europe itself,
people overseas they do 200k an hour.
Yeah,
but
but
they don't
like,
give a shit.
if you are in the most outer lane,
yes.
So for us it's the right lane, overseas it's the left lane, and you're driving like the speed limit, people are up your ass high beaming, saying like, move, like this is the overtaking lane, like get out the way. You know what I mean? And rightly so. I agree with that. I think that's great. And this morning I was doing a little bit over in the right lane, and I was, cruising down, and I look up in my mirror and I see a car right behind me.
What type of car was it?
It was a BMW X4 and X3 or X5 or something.
Yeah,
new one. And I thought, this might be a cop. I haven't seen. I just looked up.
Yeah, they do drive the highway
patrols.
Yeah,
and I thought first glance, and I've seen this guy behind me. It didn't see him coming. Don't know where he came from. And I just first glance, and I saw him, and I thought, I'll move out of the way. You know what I mean? So I move out of the way, and he zooms past me, and I thought, sick. So I jumped back behind him, and I thought, they're going to catch him first. I'll follow him. And then he is driving down the right lane. I'm driving down the right lane. Not like flying, like he was just going a bit, he was, going somewhere. He was trying to get somewhere. And another car, it was like a Toyota Kluger. And hey, there's a lot of four-wheel drives in Australia.
Heaps, man.
Yeah, it's like everyone's more, it's like
more than sedans.
Yeah, sure. It's wild. Like everyone's got a big car. Anyway, and then there's this Toyota Kluger. I think it was a Kluger. Oh, it might have been a RAV4, the new RAV4s or something. And he was in the right lane also, but he was doing like 80 because there's roadworks coming up. And he was doing like 80. And then this guy comes behind him and he gets stuck behind him. And he's like the guy wasn't like super tailgating, but like he was kind of like, hey, like, get it the fucking way. That was how I understood it. And for when he did it to me, I was like, yeah, of course. It was the right lane. Go for it, bro. Like, I was going fast. You're going to go faster than me, go. Like, well, your fucking road. Anyway, the guy wasn't moving, the Toyota. So we got a Toyota, a BMW, and then Robbie in the Ranger. And the Toyota was not moving at all. And then the guy in the BMW went to overtake him in the left lane. And he went to overtake him, and then the guy in the Toyota...
No, don't. I'm going to leave.
Huh?
Are you going to say he sped up?
He did not speed up, dude.
I would be so upset if that happened.
He fucking lost it.
Yeah.
like lost his marbles, dude. He was. I was watching from the back.
I was gonna say, if you could see that,
I could see him flipping out, dude. I could see him flipping out, and he flipped out so hard that when the BMW went to overtake him on the left, the BMW passed him and then smashed the brakes and slowed back down. Yeah. He was like, "Oh, you motherfucker! What'd you say?" Like, and they were going at it on the freeway, dude. Yeah, and I'm watching this thing from behind, and I'm thinking, like, come on, guys. Like, it's nice morning. The sun is shining. It's blue skies. You know, I had a really good sleep. Like, how are you so angry at being tailgated?
That's 7 in the morning.
I didn't.
7:30 in the morning.
I didn't get involved. I went all the way to the left, overtook them both, and just kept going. But it stuck with me because I was sitting there thinking, okay, like, how are you so, like, that person wasn't everything was handy dandy and they're wrapped, and then one person tailgated them and they flipped out. You know what I mean? That person obviously is unhappy about something, like something's really, really bothering them, you know? And then that was like the straw that broke the camel's back.
I actually don't even think it was the straw that broke the camel's back. I reckon he would be acting like that in any situation like that.
Yeah, but doesn't that say like, hey man, like, you know, you're not okay.
Think about, and I've been victim to this too, and I'm sure you have as well. Say you're driving and then like someone cuts you off. Say it's by accident, not even on purpose. They just cut you off. They didn't see you. And you've just lost your mind. You're on the horn. You're like, fuck this guy, and abusing him and finger out the window and all that sort of stuff. Have you ever done anything like that before?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, not really.
Really? Oh, no, surely you've said, look at this fuckwit or something. You've said, surely you have.
Oh, of course.
I know you
every
too
day.
well. Like, I mean,
Every
right?
day.
But see how even in that instance, the fact that you are swearing at someone who probably doesn't even know you exist and probably doesn't even know they did anything wrong because they didn't see you there, and you're losing it. Like, how out of control are you of your emotions that you have to react in such a way? Do you know what I mean? That's what I think of now, and I heard that somewhere as well. And whenever, and just using driving as an example, I very rarely get road rage these days because it's like, I feel like I'm now out of control. I can't control my own emotions just because some bloke made a mistake, or woman, obviously woman, made a mistake driving. You heard it here first. Snip it.
Quick opportunity.
Put it on the gram and just
get the reaction.
Just get the likes and follows up. So I've lost my train of thought. Yeah. So how out of control are you and your emotions if you can't even just handle something like that? And then I take it outside of the car and go, all right, well, when something happens in the business, am I going to lose it every single time when something happens? You know, I had one of my employees wasn't doing something that they should be doing. It's part of their role. Okay. And I spoke to my GM about it. I said, hey, just highlighting to you, I sent him an email highlighting to you that this isn't getting done. And it's probably the 15th time I've told the guy to do it. All right. This is going to start to become a real issue. This is a real issue, not start to become. This is a real issue. And you need to start handling it. Long story short, he spoke to the employee, and then I'd spoken to him as well just about something else, and the employee brought it up. He goes, oh, look, I know I haven't been doing that. And he goes, blah, blah, blah. I said, listen. He goes, I know you're going to yell at me. I said, listen, Nick. Oh, there you go. You know who it is now. I said, listen, Nick, I'm not going to yell at you. All right? I'm not going to yell. It's not about me yelling at you and treating you like a little kid. I go, you know what you need to do. You know this is part of your role, and I'm paying you to do that role. And if you don't do that role, then why should I pay you to do it? You know, I'm just letting him sink in. Like, and as great as he is, like, he's a great employee and does really good stuff, and it's just one little element that lets him down. But hey, that's not fair that everyone else is doing everything and you get away without doing this one thing, because that one thing can cost a lot of money. In the future,
oh, dude,
But my point is, I'm getting at, I didn't lose my mind. Like, there was no point me yelling, because I could have. I've told you 15 times to do this. You are useless. You are this. I could have lost my mind, but that wouldn't have got the desired result. I don't think it would. He'd be motivated by fear for a short amount of time. And then in the future, he'll probably forget or won't do it again or whatever it might be. Or maybe he'd be that disgruntled and say, well, I don't like this aspect of my job. I'm going to go find a new job. And I need him to finish a project for me now, and he leaves me halfway through. Like, do you know what I mean? There's no advantage for me being out of control, whereas I got a much better result out of me having a mature conversation with him. And even though that upset me, I didn't let it upset me. And I think that's pretty powerful shit when you can start fucking all aspects of your business, whether life, whether it's your business or your personal life.
Yeah, but like, I feel as though it's great when you have that level of awareness.
Yeah.
But I guarantee you, if I don't know who this guy was, but if I had a conversation with him, if we got him in there, I should have said, come to the podcast. Follow me. Follow me. Yeah.
Hold the sign up on you.
But if we had a conversation with him, I guarantee you he would sit there and defend his position.
Yeah.
He would be like, what do you mean? He fucking tailgated me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, hey, he was up my ass.
Speeding.
What are you talking about?
He was speeding.
Yeah. That fucking wanker, blah, blah, blah. And he would start going off.
And then you go speak to the other bloke.
Yeah.
See, the other bloke as well was just, in all honesty, that other guy that was behind you initially, he's not in a good space either, because he did the exact same thing.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because he could have very easily just, look at this guy, just going slow, Saturday morning driver. Just pulled over to the left, gone in front of him, and then pulled back over to the right. He could have done that. Instead, he pulled over to the left, got in front of him, slammed the brakes to 60, and then started abusing him, and then started...
No, he didn't block him off.
Well, didn't you say you got in front and then slowed down?
He passed him. He was in the, so he'd passed him.
Yeah.
And then, because he saw him flipping out, he slowed back down, so they were next to each other.
Okay, but then even then,
he
slowed back down. Like, why engage? So you could have just gone around.
That's what I did.
And kept.
I just went around both of them then.
Exactly. So both of them actually weren't in a good space. It's not just one of the other. They were actually both in a bad space mentally. And I'm sure if you got them in a room and started speaking to them, say they're on this podcast, I think the general consensus of their mindset would be a negative one. Oh, so what do you think about the economy right now? What industry are you in? I'm in, I'm a barista. And like, okay, so, I own a cafe. He goes, oh, what's business like? Oh, mate, do you know how much coffee cups are these days? Do you know how much coffee is? Do you know how much I have to pay a barista these days? Like, I'm sure that would be the conversation, not, oh, what a life. I get to smell coffee every single day. What a life. I get free coffees all the time because it's my business.
Yeah.
They wouldn't be thinking about things on the brighter side.
Why though? What is it? So what's the underlying thing? Why was I able to and I'm not tooting my own horn.
I think I have the answer, but go.
Yeah. Why was I able to be like, huh, and just go around them?
Yeah.
And then they were like instantly, it's like the trigger was so small for them to have a reaction.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I'm not fucking Gandhi. Like,
come on.
I am.
You are. Come on. I've seen you meditate.
No, do you know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't sit here and say that. And there are moments where I will flip out about, or crack the shit, or something will bother me way more than it should. You know what I mean? But in this moment, I just could not have cared less about them both.
Yeah.
I thought, what a story this is going to be on the podcast as I'm on my way in.
Yeah. I think there's a number of things. I think one is you're trained. I think that has to have something to do with it. And when I say trained, I mean like you've done a lot of personal development work. You've worked on yourself. You read a lot of books. You're intellectual, and your mind. You understand that your mind is a muscle and it's a powerful thing, and you train it. Okay, so you're very well versed in that space. So you're not your first go-to emotion isn't going to be anger, hate, resentment, spite. It's not going to be that. I don't think you're going to naturally be programmed that, because you're consuming far too many positive things. You're reading a lot. You're learning stuff. Like you're also driven in an area and in a field that you're really pushing and dedicating a lot of your energy to, that you're not going to then take that energy and go put it into abusing someone on the road. So I think there's a level of that comes into play when it's why you don't act like that. But then it's like, okay, well, there's plenty of people that do the same thing, that have businesses and whatever.
I would say heaps of people.
Yeah, and still lose their mind over stupid
I would say
shit.
people that are like brilliant people that are doing very well in their life.
Yep.
And they will still fucking flip out.
Well, so funny. I was having a conversation with someone yesterday, and they were talking about this high-level executive that got a senior role. So he was in a senior role, and then he got the top dog role. Let's just say GM of the business, whatever it might be. And this is a business that's worth hundreds of millions of dollars. As soon as he got into the role, it went to his head, in the sense of he started abusing people, like talking down to people, being very disrespectful, harassing people, taking things that he felt that he was entitled to, like a company car, like holidays that were gifted to people, he would take it, stuff like that. And you would think that this person's going to be, should be a leader, should be a person of abundance, but he went completely the opposite way. In a real senior role, looking after a business that's worth hundreds of millions of dollars, he went the other way where he was, negative, authoritarian, just all that sort of stuff. And it's like, well, what is happening in your life to think that you need to be that way or act that way?
With someone like that, I would dare say that person was always like that.
So funny you said that, because that's the way the conversation went. Because I was speaking with this guy, because I know nothing of them or anything.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't even know who you're talking about.
Yeah, well, I'm being very vague on purpose. But when I was speaking to the guy, because I knew nothing of their organization or anything, and that's effectively what it came out to. And he goes, but looking back, is that what he was like? And he goes, yeah, now that I look back, there's little things that he was doing. I'm like, oh, you were always like that.
Yeah.
There was never a moment where you weren't. And
he
even
got
now,
magnified.
So yeah, it got magnified, and then it was a pretty big thing, and he got taken out of that position, but it went proper with solicitors and HR and all these people, so he got effectively fired. But he goes, you speak to that person, he's the victim. He didn't do anything wrong. It's like, oh, that's bullshit. They're all against me. Everyone just doesn't like me here, and that's why they all went against me. That's why they're saying all these things. They're all lying. Oh, I didn't do that. That's anyone can take the car. I was just using it, and it's just like, well, mate, you're becoming a victim of your own demise. And I feel that a lot of people do fall into that category. I think most people always blame. And that's where I think it comes from too. They blame everything and everyone else for all the shitty things that's going on in their life, never taking responsibility, never taking it.
Do you think you've ever blamed?
100%. 100%. Even so now I'll do it.
Yeah.
But it's like, I'm much better now.
Yeah. And yeah, that's a very good thing you point out. It's not about being perfect.
Yeah.
It's about just improving it.
Yeah.
Without it's like, cool, man. Like, I used to flip out 9 out of 10 times. Now I flip out 7 out of 10 times. It's like, hey, that's an improvement, right? What is it? What do you think the difference is between the time? Because I'm sure. All right, what do you think the difference is between times you've blamed and the times you've been like, okay, it's my fault. Or, okay, this is not even going to bother me.
I mean, I'm sure there's stuff that triggers everyone. Like something might annoy me more than something else, you know? Now,
can you share an example?
Yeah, I'm trying to think of one.
It's like a real simple one?
Yeah.
What's a pet peeve you have?
Pet peeve. I've got little things bother me. Big things don't bother me.
Yeah. What's the little things? Like someone leaves a book on the table.
Okay. This is little. This might annoy absolutely everyone, actually. Dishwasher, when you unload the dishwasher.
Yeah.
So my missus would put the forks with the knives with the forks, not in the right spot. She'd just throw them in. And I would open up the drawer when I was unloading the dishwasher and shit's everywhere.
Yeah, I would flip.
And it annoyed the shit out of me. And I'm like, hey, I go, what are you doing? I go, you may as well just pour the thing out and just close the drawer and then move on.
Or just fucking leave it in there. We'll live out of the dishwasher.
Yeah, just leave it. I'll do it. Anyway, and then one time she's like, because I woke up one morning, I wake up early in the morning and I saw it and I started unloading the dishwasher. I'm like, okay, I'll fix you up. So I'm unloading everything and I'm moving the dishes, the cutlery in all the right spots, and it's making noise, and she's sleeping and she's cracking it. She goes, you're making so much noise. I said, listen, I'm going to make so much noise for the rest of my life unless you put these things in the right fucking spot. And, but I could have handled that differently instead of going the revenge path. I go, cool, you're going to put these in the wrong spot. I'm going to make heaps of noise and wake you up at 6 a.m. But I don't think that's a great example, but I thought it was just a little funny story.
Nicole, put them in the right spot.
Lift your game. She's since changed her ways, by the way. She's bang on.
Yeah, dude. Well, I used to live with a couple of mates, and I'm one step further there. Like, I'm next level. If you were like, that was level 4, I'm level 6. I'll explain why. I would get bothered when, say, all the cutlery was used and it all went in the dishwasher, and then it goes back in and they're not in the same spots. Meaning, like, it went spoons, forks, knives.
Yeah.
And now it's like...
It's knives, forks,
spoons. And I'm like, hey, what are we doing here? Do you know what I mean?
Barbarians? You living with cavemen? What's wrong with you?
Yeah, it would bother me, dude. I'd be like, why can't we just put the stuff back in it? Like, are you guys that fucking wild?
Yeah.
Like, come on, man. The knives go on the right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not that hard. And, so I completely understand.
I've got a little one that annoys me. Scratched rims. I can't stand scratched rims.
As in when it happens?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah. I used to lose my mind.
There's no
over it.
upside to that.
No,
There's just zero upside. Yeah, there's just nothing.
I feel like when I drive my missus does it. It's not me. Let's be honest. I feel like when I drive her car, and I feel like to this morning I had her car, all right, and I felt like saying to you, hey, I didn't scratch those rims. You didn't even see them. You didn't even think about it. You didn't even notice it until this moment. But I feel like telling you before I get out, I did not, just before we start any conversation or the day, I didn't scratch those. Okay, that wasn't me. But here's the thing: I could get angry, and I used to get real shitty about it. I say, what could I do so that I'm not angry about that? What's the solution to the scratch rims?
Driving lessons.
It's like, yes. Let's put some let's get her 16-inch rims with fat rubber on it like that. That's one solution. Yes, but let's just say, really, the solution to it is just get it fixed.
Accept it, or just
fix them. Yeah, accept it. Yeah, we're just gonna have scratch. Yeah, don't let it bother me, or we can fix it. And I try and look at that even with my kids now. Whenever they do something, or there's a mistake, or whatever it might be. Anything that it is, right? People get upset when you don't cry over spilt milk. Have you heard of that? You've heard of that saying before?
Yeah.
It's like, but that's the concept, okay? Because what do? All right, we dropped an egg. I say, okay, what's the solution here? Instead of us all getting angry and saying, you've dropped an egg, what an idiot, blah, 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 clean it up and then go get another egg. All right?
Yeah,
it's the same thing. So I try and look at it I try and go, well, what's the fix here? This has annoyed me. What's the fix? If it's a simple fix like that, go get your rims fixed. Okay, it's going to cost money. Yeah, okay, cool. Go make more money. Oh, it's going to cost time. Okay, do it on a weekend. Do it when it's a nice sunny day. How lucky are you that you get to go and fix your 22-inch rims? People would love to have 22-inch rims that they could scratch. They don't even have those.
But that's an easy thing to say.
It is in the moment.
Everything is okay.
Yeah.
So it's like when it's not, and it's like, okay, let me paint you a picture. So it's like when let's just say, for example, you're having a shitty day. Things aren't going your way. The contract fell through.
Yeah.
Work's quiet. Cash flow's tight. Nick's still not doing whatever he's supposed to be doing. Simon's called in sick. That your phone's blowing up. And then, on top of all that, you look and then the rims are freshly scratched and you're like, fuck, like, do you get what I'm saying?
I do, yeah. It compounds. It
definitely
does. But here's
does.
the thing, right? The same way, it works that way, but it also works the other way. And this is a concept we spoke about a little while ago about a winning streak. Okay. The same way you're looking, because you will always look for the opportunities that you're looking for and also the negative things in your life too. If you're like, oh, Nick's sick today, Simon's this, and this has happened, and then my rim is scratched, and this and that, and then blah, 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 blah. You can flip it the other way. And this is where I'm saying it's so powerful that when you're trained, when you're consuming good, positive things, books, reading, this podcast, any podcast that's positive in nature, hanging around good people, you can flip the script really quick, really fucking quick. And it's like, hey, Simon's sick. Nick is not doing what I need him to do. My wife just scratched the rims. My client hasn't paid me. But you know what? This coffee is fantastic. This is probably the best coffee I've had today.
Do you think that's unrealistic though?
No, I don't. I think it's the same, because all of those things, some of those things are small. You're losing it over something small. So flip the narrative. Hey, this is a great coffee. Hey, you know what? I'm enjoying having a good chat today. I'm enjoying coming in on a Saturday and doing a podcast because my phone's not blowing up. How lucky. Hey, I've got the best phone out in the market. How good's this?
Is that what you do?
I think I try. Yeah, I do, because I've had that period this year. I've had it, in the last 3 months. I had a time when we literally, I don't know what happened in the world. It was like all my clients decided to pay me late that month. All of them. I'm like, guys, like, what's going on? These are not small amounts of money that are due, and it's not, okay, you can handle 1, 2 here and there, but when you have 15 that aren't paying you all at once, it's a lot of money. And it's like that would happen, and then it's like it compounds, and then that's when the person's sick, and then that's when your computer stops working, and that's when your car doesn't start, and all these things and it's like you're noticing all the shitty things. Whereas if on a great day like you just had this morning, when you walk in and your computer doesn't start, you're like, oh, okay, I'll just get my laptop, or okay, I'll go downstairs on the employee's computer, and then I'll get the IT guy to fix it next week. Oh, maybe I need a new computer. So it just compounds. And I think you've just got to flip the script, and that's where that winning streak mindset comes in. It's like, oh, what a great coffee! I'm on a winning streak. How good is that? Yeah, my wife's car's scratch rims. Oh, get to drive the car today. How good's that? I'm on a winning streak. And then all of a sudden, you're just going to keep finding all the good things in the day. You're going to walk outside. It's fresh today, but hey, look at the blue sky. I'm on a winning streak. And I think that's where you can change that narrative, even during difficult days, and sort of bringing yourself back. Man, if you've got kids, my daughter's the best for this. She's fucking an angel. She always hugs, and she'll always want to give me a hug. Always, before bed, when I come home, all that sort of stuff. Hey, Daddy, how are you? And she get like real tight hugs. I'm like, man, how can I be complaining about anything in this world right now? So there's little things like that you can do. So you find things that you can ground yourself with out of that state, because it's not a permanent state. And I promise you, when you're on your deathbed, you're not going to be thinking about that one time when you got a scratch room, or that day when everyone went against you and you had people away sick, and then you were sick, and you don't think about those days.
Yeah, I look at it like this. So when let's just say, for example, if I was the guy that flipped out this morning, that to me, I use as like a smoke alarm.
Mm-hmm.
That to me says, hey, something's burning.
I like that.
Do you know what I mean? Like, something here is not, like, this didn't bother you that much.
Yeah.
You didn't almost die.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, someone tailgating you or someone cutting you off isn't the thing that really bothers you. You know what I mean? And because, like, what you're saying is correct, but sometimes it's in the moment, you can't pull yourself out because your preference is to have that as the release. Does that make sense? So you're like, fuck it. I don't want to be happy about this. I want to be angry about it. Like, you know, and it's like your body, you're trying to release a frustration. So you will purposefully not let yourself get out. Like, even if you sat there and said, hey, come on, man, the sun's shining. It's like, fuck the sun.
Fuck the sun, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you purposefully want to keep yourself there. And that to me is the thing that says, okay, hey, like, there's something else underlying here. Like, there's something wrong. And what is it that's causing me to feel this way because of that action? And how do I then fix that thing? You know what I mean? And it's easier said than done. But it's like, in the moment, if you can take that thing, because we've all had the same thing. Like, we've all had the same thing happen in a different context, and it didn't bother you at all. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. We've all had the same thing where, like, everything is you know, sun shining, blue skies, rainbows, green grass, you know, smell of fresh air. Someone cuts you off, you're like, it's fine. No, all good. They're like, sorry. You're like, no, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
You know what I mean? No, come on. Like, it's all good, you know? And we've, like, most people have experienced both sides. And it's like, what's the difference? Nothing other than you internally.
That's right.
You know what I mean? And where you were at and where your headspace was at. And I think sometimes changing the context of the situation can help. And I read it in this book called, the book is called Emotional Intelligence. And there's two sides to this, right? One is like changing the context of what happened. So it's like, okay, George, you're on the way to work. You get cut off. And you fucking almost killed me. What the fuck? You might get angry about it, right? Like the guy did this morning. Now, what if you found out that the person who cut you off was actually a mother who's going through a really hard time at the moment, and she was driving because her baby's sick, and when she cut you off, her baby was actually choking in the back, and she was trying to relieve the baby, and, you know what I mean, switch lanes accidentally. You know what I mean? You'd be like,
well, I'm a piece of shit.
Fuck, yeah. Like, oh, fuck, I hope the baby's okay, right? And it's like, all of a sudden, what changed? You still got cut off.
Yeah, exactly.
Or the only thing that changed was you didn't have a piece of context. You didn't know all that information, but had you known it, you'd all of a sudden feel differently, right? And then you can look at it in the other way. It's like, okay, do you like, I hate running late. Running late bothers me so much, man. Like, there's nothing worse than, you know, like if I've got a meeting and it starts at, say, 8 a.m. and I'm like stuck somewhere and it's 8:06, Like that 6
You're
minutes for me
agitated.
is hell.
Yeah.
Hell. I'm like,
Yeah.
fuck, I need to get out of this. Like, I hate running late. But imagine this: you're running late to a meeting, okay? And you're running late to a meeting, and you're like, oh fuck, man! Like, I need to get there. You're in traffic, and then you turn onto the freeway, and then your car pops a tire.
Yep.
Okay.
All
And then it's like
compounding at once.
all of a sudden, the late to the meeting thing is kind of minute. You now got a car problem. You know what I mean? And then your car tire pops, you get out, you're standing on the side of the freeway, someone hits your car on the side of the road. Now your tire, but that was nothing. Now they fucked the whole car. Do you know what I mean? And now you're fucking running around chaotic.
Yep.
You trip over, break your leg. You don't give a fuck about the meeting, about the car, about the tire. Now you're like, my fucking leg's broken, man. Like, I don't give a fuck about anything else in comparison to this. This is the biggest problem I have right now. It's like, fuck, I'd rather be just late for the meeting. Just being late for the meeting
Sounds like a blessing.
sounds like it would be the fucking greatest thing in the world right now. Instead, I'm sitting here with no car, pop tire, broken leg. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, it's all just context. It's all just perspective.
Yeah.
You know, I've been saying this thing more recently, and I'm like, we're just floating on a rock. That's all we're doing.
I've heard you. I've noticed you say that.
Yeah. I'm like, literally, like, shit's going chaotic, and I'm like, it's all good, man. We're just on this fucking rock. Like this rock that's floating in the middle of fucking nowhere.
Have you ever zoomed out?
Hey?
Have you ever zoomed out?
Like 0.5.
I don't know what that means.
You know, you do 0.5. You don't know what 0.5 is?
No.
Come on, man. Go off the time.
I'm 42.
Huh? You know what 0.5 is. You know when you go 0.5?
Oh, yeah. Okay. I don't know the say. I don't know that. Okay, cool. I know that. Hey, I learned something today. 0.5.
I know.
Just
I
0.5,
know that's
right?
not what you meant, but yeah.
Zoom out like in space. It's phenomenal. When it's like you see Earth and it's like this big, and you compare Empire State Building to Earth, and then you go the moon to the Earth, and then you go the planet to the Earth, and then the sun to the Earth, and it just keeps getting smaller and smaller and smaller.
Yeah,
and you
like,
zoom out, and you go, "This is our solar system. Look how big Earth is," and we are on that dot, on that little dot. And then you zoom out again into the galaxy, and it's like in this little pocket of galaxy, there are 1 million solar systems or 1 billion solar systems, and then you're like,
and then there's like all these galaxies.
Yeah, it's like we're a speck of dust in that, and we live on that speck of dust.
Yeah.
And it's like we think that we are the most important thing.
Yeah, it's like it doesn't matter
in the universe, and it doesn't matter. Nothing matters there. But okay, let's go. You've broken your leg, right? Now you're in hospital, and let's just say you're single at the time. Now the nurse could come in, and that could be the love of your life. Right. And you could look at, if you're in that mindset of, oh, my car, my bleeding, my tire, my this, now my leg. And then this beautiful woman comes in and you look at her and you're like, what's this bitch want now? Seriously, just let me go. Or you could be like, wow, hi, what's your name? It's like, hi, I'm Cindy.
Cindy.
And then you and Cindy, you start cracking jokes. You won't believe the day I've had, Cindy. This happened, and then this happened, and this happened, blah, 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 blah. She goes, sounds like you need a drink. I said, I think so. How about this Friday? And like, bang. And then you just met the love of your life. But if you were in that, you know what I mean? If you were in a different state of mind, it could go in a completely different direction. So this is where a trained person, someone that has that mentality with trying to see a positive light.
You keep saying a trained person. What does that mean?
I just mean someone that's done the reps. Like you don't go to the gym and just become big and just by walking in the gym. You've got to lift the weights. So go and read books. I think reading books, it's like you're exercising your mind. Like you said the other day, AI is doing everything for us. It's going to be important. I think it's important to still be exercising your mind with certain things, you know, to read, to get some knowledge and become better. Now that can be through podcasts. It can be through hanging out with intellectual people or positive people. I was a guy that I'm looking to do some business with. He's just a positive bloke. Like people feel. What I've noticed is people gravitate towards him because he's got a positive mindset, a positive demeanor about himself. He like he's ambitious, he's driven, he's trying to do some amazing things, and people are drawn to that. Now, if he was the opposite and saying how bad his industry is and this is crap and this is blah 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 blah, blah and just focus on all the negative, no one would probably want to be doing business with him. No one would want to be around him and continue the relationship with him. So I think that the bad situation, as bad as it might be, you can get yourself out of it. maybe not straight away, but if you have some level of awareness, I think you can.
Yeah, and I think the like the flipping out in the car is the thing that brings you awareness. Because when it happens slowly, you don't notice it. Do you know what I mean? And then the thing, okay, you've heard the frog in the boiling water
Yep.
concept?
Yep.
Yeah. So like if you put a frog in a pot of water and it's cold water, it'll stay in the water. If you throw it into boiling water, it'll hop straight out.
Yeah.
If you put it in the cold water and then you slowly start to boil it, it won't notice. And then next thing you know, it's a boiled frog.
Yeah.
I think that happens with humans as well. And I think using these moments, so like the flipping, and it might show up differently in your life. For this person, I believe, imagine this person listens to the podcast and like, oh, that was me. That was me.
Reach out.
If for this person that I'm referring to, it showed up in flipping out, road rage. For other people, it might show up with the way you're showing up at work or at home or with your family or in your relationships or how you're, spending money or whatever it is. Like, you know what I mean? All these things are like you trying to numb something in a particular way. And they are signals of how you really feel. And I believe the boiling water analogy is relevant to humans as well. Because it doesn't just go from zero to hero. It's like all of a sudden you find yourself like, I'm not feeling great. Like also, I'm just fucking always agitated. It's like, well, what is it? You know what I mean? So that you got to use these moments as the thing that brings you back and reminds you. Because we're not all fully aware 100% of the time.
Yep. I agree.
Do you know what I mean? We live so much in our own little worlds. Dude, you walked past me the other day and didn't see me.
That's so funny. I was so good.
You were
literally on the street.
So involved in his phone call that he walked right past me. If I extended my arm, it would have hit him. And he did not see me.
Didn't see him.
And but that's how much we live in our own little in our own little bubble.
It's the most important thing in the world to us.
Yeah. It's
that's and that's with and if you can understand that about other people too, that's a powerful tool. Because you didn't get upset over that. You laughed.
No, I was like,
but if you did, oh God, what a rude guy. I can't believe I've been working with him for the last 5 years. I see him every single day.
Doesn't want to know me in public.
Doesn't even just pretends he doesn't know me. You could have made that something in your mind if you were having a shit day. I
should have.
So everything was. Should have. We'd be having a proper fight on the podcast. So it's if you were having a shit day, you're like, oh, great. And now George doesn't even speak to me anymore. Yeah. So he's clearly an ass. I thought he was a good guy. And then you build something up to be what it is. And I'm just like, hey, I didn't even see you. I was in my own conversation and whatever it was and all that sort of crap. People have their own shit going on.
Yeah, 100%. And I think you need to use those moments as the thing that allows you to have that mental check-in.
Yeah. And I think you gotta allow, as in understand these days are going to happen. You're not, as you said, you're not Gandhi. You're not going to be the most positive person in the world.
100% enlightened.
Yeah, that's right.
Time,
all the time.
Everything is fine.
So accept it. If you're going to have 30 days in a month, accept that 2 of those days might be shitty or might be less positive than the other ones. Something's going to happen there that's not going to be your inner peace and balance for the whole month. There's going to be difficult times, difficult conversations, difficult periods where you might even be shitty. You might even lose your temper. But the idea is that you ground yourself back to where you need to be.
Yeah. Well, Moses shares that example of the bottom 10% days.
That's right.
And I think that it was one of the most profound things I've ever heard him say.
I thought it was great too.
Yeah. He's like, do you expect to enjoy your bottom 10% days? And you're like, nah. That makes sense. If you think about the worst 10% days, it's then I'm not going to enjoy them.
Yeah.
And it's cool. You're going to have 36 of those a year.
Yeah. A year.
Yeah.
So you're going to
have 3 a month.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's cool. Just fucking. So sometimes it's just that day.
That's it.
And you don't have to go and
rejig you don't have to relive, but you don't have to relive that day after it's over either.
No, you just got to say, okay,
here's
cool,
where the I think the biggest issue is people make those 10%, they make it 25, 30%. They turn it into that. So it's a 10% day, but then they prolong it with how they approach things, with the shit on the freeway. They prolong those 10 days when they're not actually bad.
So you're saying people hold on to stuff?
Yeah.
Why?
don't think they know any better. I don't think that in their state of mind and where they're at, they don't know any better. They're agitated. They lean into it. I think it's easy to get angry. It's easier to be upset, and depressed and sad and all that sort of shit. I think it's easier to do that than not to be.
Yeah, but so there's two sides to this. I think one, I learned this from Tony Robbins, and he talks about your emotional home.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, we all have our emotional home. He shares this story where he talks about how people that live in areas that are like a very cyclone, like say, for example, like far north Queensland, right? If you're from far north Queensland, you're listening to this, let us know. But it's like those areas are very hurricane, cyclone heavy. I'm pretty sure like in Port Douglas, I've heard, I don't know for sure, but I've heard like they got to tape up the windows during cyclone season.
Yeah, right.
Like they put an X on the window so it doesn't shatter. And it's like, okay, these people, that's their home. And what happens, like a cyclone comes in or a hurricane comes in or some sort of natural disaster comes in, tears the whole place down. They leave while it's happening. And then as soon as it's gone, what do? They come back and they rebuild. He's like, why? Because that's their home. He's like, as humans, you have chosen, for whatever reason, when you're a kid or something, like you've chosen what your emotional home is going to be. For whatever reason, you were rewarded for it. You got upset as a kid and then, everyone gave you what you wanted. And you learned, like when I get sad, I get what I want, or whatever behavior that is. When I was happy, my life was better, or blah, blah, blah. Everyone's different based on your experiences. But that becomes your emotional home, and you will always go back there by default, unconsciously. You know what I mean? And it's like you need to understand that. And then if you're not happy with what that emotional home is, for some people it's like anger. Like anger is their driving emotion. Yeah. For some people it's sadness. It's the feeling of like helplessness. It's like cool, like, every time I've gone into my helplessness state, someone's come in and done it for me. So like whenever I just get stuck, and it's not conscious thinking. They don't say, hey, I'm stuck, I'm going to sit here and be helpless and someone's going to help me. It's just by default. They go back into that state, and that's what they've unconsciously learned, right? When you walk, you don't think, hey, Robbie, right foot first.
Yeah.
Like you just fucking walk. This is the same sort of concept.
Yeah.
Actually, you just go there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, your subconscious takes you there.
Yeah. And I think having an understanding of that and understanding, I always feel like this. And it's like when you understand that this is where I might unconsciously be driving myself, you can then do something about it. Because like you need to be aware of what it is before you can do anything about it, right? And that concept really changed me. And then the other one was like Gary Vee talks about, because you just shared, it's like, the person holds on to things and I think one of the best ways to let things go is, it's like empathy. It's like, that guy, I could have got angry about that guy getting angry this morning. Yeah. I could have been like, hey man, what a fucking idiot. You know what I mean? You slow down, you're a fuckwit, blah, 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 and absolutely went off my chops.
Yeah.
I could have.
Yeah.
Instead, I looked at him and I thought, poor bugger. Like, he's not enjoying this morning.
Very true. Very true. It's a great way to look at it, and it just reframes everything. And I think, you mentioned to me this last night, actually, one of our videos on $1 Million Days Instagram page blew up.
Yeah.
But are you getting a lot of negative comments on what we had spoken about in that clip? And you're like, it's funny, your missus, you were going to send it to me. Like, you're ready. You did send it to me.
I was like,
and your missus is like, no, don't send it to him. You'll ruin his night.
Yeah.
It's like, ruin his night.
Yeah, I was like, I'm going to make his night.
He's going to be so happy. This is going to be the greatest thing. And it's like, I'll see those negative comments on there. And I was doing most of the talking in this clip. So most of them were directed to me. And you're saying stuff like people calling me a clown, can't beat up a blowfly. I'm saying a whole range of things. So for context as well, I'm talking about a client that got in my face many, many years ago. And
I think
starting to be
last or
two, it was a couple of episodes
ago,
ago, but the incident happened many years ago. And it was the only time I've ever bitten back at a client and said, if you get in my face again, if you put your finger in my face again, I'm going to break it. Like, don't fucking come near me. I'm going to see it as an act of aggression. Right. And it was like, anyway, got blown up that scenario, but then also in the video. And it's like, I'm looking at all these people leaving these comments. They don't understand the situation. They don't understand the timing. They don't understand the conversation as a whole, because it was a 30-second clip of a hour and a half episode. and they're coming on there and commenting about me to bring me down to feel better about themselves. Like, I feel like, are you all right, man? Do you need a hug? Like, I don't feel angry at those people. I don't feel resentment towards them. It's like I feel empathy. Like, well, man, if you have enough time to stop what you're doing in your life, watch a 30-second clip, and then on top of that, go into the comment section and write, "You're a fucking flog," and then go on to the next post, man, your shit's broken.
Yeah, I think Gary Vee actually talks about that as well. He's like,
Yeah.
he goes, so there's a million things about me. He goes, you watch a 30-second clip and you're going to make your judge on me?
Yeah.
He's like, you don't know me.
Yeah.
Like, you don't know anything
And why
about me.
that's why he doesn't get upset over
Yeah,
that.
he's like,
and
"You
that
don't
was
know
a
me."
massive thing for me when I started to create content is I don't care about what people say. All right. Unless like if you're going to go and be real specific about, say, people I care about, or if you're going to go and say something just inappropriate, racist or derogatory, whatever it might be, then okay, then I'll delete the comment. I'll probably block you so we don't spend money on ads on you. So there'll be aspects of that. But ultimately, again, I still look at you and go, man, your shit's broken. Like it's funny. Ever since we ran ads, or ever since we've been running ads over the last 3 years, 4 years for our events and whatnot, you do see a lot of that. You know how many people would comment on an ad that we run in a negative way? So you don't know what you're talking about. You're a shit builder. You're this.
Yeah,
you're
dude.
this. It's comical.
I saw a comment on one of my ads the other day, and the guy goes, I wish this guy had one clue about what he was talking about. And I'm talking,
seen that
I'm talking
one.
to a
I'm
room
sure.
full of 100 builders, and I'm like,
Oh, about you?
I just replied saying lol.
Yeah,
like that's funny.
yeah,
I think it's hilarious.
yeah.
The fact that you went out of your way to comment.
No, exactly right. And they don't understand. Like, little do they know that you've toured Australia for the last 3-4 years and spoken in front of thousands of builders about this exact topic. And they've then taken you up on whatever you're talking about, and you've got them the results. And so why are you going to get upset over that? Why is that going to ruin your day now? And if you can take that whole comment approach with social media, for example, and then apply that to the rest of your life, like as we said, this guy is like, oh man, must be in a rush to get somewhere. I better get out of his way. Or maybe, and let's look at context. This guy was doing 150 on the freeway. Maybe he had to get to the hospital because his mum was dying.
Oh yeah, or maybe his missus was having a kid in the back or something.
And then this guy's in there blocking him from going 80. And then, granted, the guy slowed down and started to abuse him, but you don't know the whole concept behind that. Or maybe that, as I said, straw
You
that
don't
broke a
have full
camel's
context,
back. I'm
yeah.
trying to get to see my mum, and you're trying to stop me, and you're a dickhead, and really giving it to him. And then he speeds off again. Who knows?
And there's also, sometimes, like, that was what I saw this morning. Sometimes that gets blown way out of proportion. It's like, cool, they get out and they start fighting or worse.
Seen that
You
before?
know what I mean? Yeah,
You've
yeah.
seen that
It's like,
before too. People get out of the car.
yeah. And it's like, man, like, this is, why? Because he cut you off?
Yeah.
Because he wasn't going as fast as you'd like?
People-
Because he was a bit closer to you
So
than you'd
silly.
like?
So silly. When I see that, that's just ridiculous. When people start,
Just
will get out of the car.
Yeah, it's
on
just
top
out of
it.
control.
It is. Then it's that next level when people are going to get out of the car because they slam the brakes or whatever it might be and start punching on. I'm like, man, so ridiculous.
That's the world we live in, though.
Great entertainment, but so ridiculous.
Okay, so for someone listening who might be like, you know what, fuck, I get home and I'm not showing up the way I want to be, or I'm finding that, I crack the shits on the road, or I'm flipping out at my kids or my missus or my husband or my, parents, family, relationships, workers, employees, subcontractors, you know what I mean? What should that person do? Like what, okay, cool. Like there's all these tips.
I don't think everything you've done to date isn't working. That's the first thing. Understand that.
Yeah.
So you're not going to fix this by thinking about fixing it. You know what I mean? I can't remember who said this. It's like, actually, I think it was Chris Williams. Williamson. We always get that wrong.
It's because of his stupid Instagram.
Yeah, Willex or whatever. Yeah. Get your shit together, Chris.
Have you been watching Modern Wisdom?
I listened to an episode the other day, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You listen to it?
Yeah, I when I go for a walk with the dog, I listen to it. I don't watch them.
On
Apple Podcasts. Whatever.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, I actually listen to him, so I don't.
That's a guy that puts a lot of effort into production of
Oh,
video.
I was just about to say that. That's what I was going to tell you about. Do you know how many cameras he has?
No.
7.
Oh.
And he goes, he used to have 3, and he goes, we used to have 5, and he goes, now we have 7. And he goes, look at this. He goes, because of these shots that we can take.
Yeah.
So I'm upset that we only have 2 cameras in here today.
Uh,
You speak to the team at Legacy Media, get them to put some more cameras up, get a few more angles of us.
I've thought about it, but it's like, it's a lot of work.
Oh, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. We're not there yet. Hey, can we get a few more sponsors on board? We can take it from there. But,
Diary of a CEO has 9.
oh yeah, there you go. And it's definitely a visual thing, 100%. Like there'd be science behind the retaining of people by changing the camera angles constantly throughout the conversation. There would be for sure.
Yeah. 9's a lot.
Yeah.
Like 9 is like, what do you have? 3?
We'd have 3, at the most.
3 on 2 people, and then 3 on each person.
Yeah.
Like that's a lot of angles.
I think it would just be up, low, left, and like you'd probably have one directly behind, just all different, or other side as well. So it'd probably almost be 360 to a degree.
No, you can't do other side.
Why not? Come on.
Because then the camera sees it.
No, that's all right. Green screen.
Yeah, but like, that's a lot.
So where would people start? I don't think, so that's the saying is it's like people who have a mental issue trying to get better. Sniffing your way out of a drug problem is the same as trying to think your way out of a mental problem. So I don't think you can do that by yourself. And he was alluding to go to the gym, get fit, get healthy before you start working on your mental capacity, because that'll help you get on that path and that trajectory. But let's just say you're not that bad. I think reading some books and listening to some podcasts is a great place to start. There's a book called Ikigai. Have you read that?
Yeah.
I mean, it's not an amazing book, didn't change my life or anything, but there's some really good concepts behind it. And it does show that, so Ikigai, for those of you that don't know, it's about blue zones in the world where people live the longest and what the culture's like, what people are like,
what they do.
And there's this city in Japan called Okinawa, and it's the longest living blue zone in the world, more than anywhere else. So the common traits of the people in that area, why they live to be so
I think the average death, I'm gonna
been a while since we read it.
Oh dude, I read it like 7-8 years ago.
It's in the hundreds, I think. I think
it's like 120 or something.
Oh, that's a lot.
Yeah. It was like 117.
Yeah.
I remember the concept of when someone came and the person that came was like 91. They were like, "Oh, you're so young."
You're so young.
Yeah, and I remember thinking, "What the fuck, 91?"
Yeah. Well, there was a whole bunch of reasons why.
Isn't that wild? Because like we see 91, like someone passed at 91. You're like,
good wicket.
Good wicket.
Yeah, well done.
Yeah, and they're like 91. You're so young.
So young. Got so many more years to go. You got another lifetime.
You got another 20, 30 years ahead of you.
Imagine that, man. Imagine that.
That would be full on.
That'd be hectic.
Considering, like, that's you would be so different.
Yeah, man.
Like at that point in life,
I'd be a wise ninja, just knowledge ninja, just sitting there with my cane.
A big Gandhi.
Yeah, it would be. We'd be floating and everything.
Yeah.
So one of the concepts is there are a few, but it's the stress level and just the calmness about them and how they live their life, and they're not getting upset over all these little things. And, you can take a lot from books like this, and you can start making little changes in your own life. Okay, you don't have to go and live on a remote island in a remote city in Japan. And
was it stress level?
Yeah, stress, like the stress levels for them, and like how they were, how they took like the happiness levels, the way they approached problems and issues and all that sort of stuff. Like they weren't going to let things really bother them as much as then. But their lifestyle also led to that too. They had a lot of purpose. They spoke about they never retire.
Community.
Yeah, the community was another one. So one thing is they actually never retire. So if you're a cobbler, for example, like in your profession, they continue to repair shoes up until 120 years old.
Yeah, as much as they can.
Not because of, I want to do this to make money, but this is a purpose for me to fulfill in my years. Now, I used to repair 30 shoes a day. Now I might repair one a week.
Yeah.
But that one a week I do gives me so much purpose, and it's the best, and it's this, and I give it to that person, and I don't even charge them for it. So there's a whole range of things that you can do, but I would start, if I feel like I'm in that bad space, is start to look at some books, some podcasts, hang around people, because people can be a huge influence too. If you're around your mates and all they're doing on a Saturday night is getting absolutely smashed, or drinking, smoking, drugs, whatever it might be, or you're just around them and you're having a couple of drinks and it's like, hey man, how was your week? Oh, dude, Seriously, I hate my job. I hate my job. I hate my fucking life. I can't believe I'm here. You know, where are the days when we just used to go out partying and go to the Greek islands and go on holidays and just hook up with chicks? Now I got to go home. I got my kids are sick. My wife's a mole. Like you know what I mean? And if you're hanging around that all the time, then that's what you're going to become as well. So who are you hanging around with? You really need to audit your circle. And maybe it's at work. Maybe you're hanging around the worst people at work because you're with them more than you are your family sometimes. Maybe you hate your job and that's what's making you miserable. Maybe you then need to go, well, shit, if this is where I'm going to be, if this is where it's at, I need a change of scene. I need to go and work at another company. You can still say in the same industry if you want. Or maybe you hate the industry. You go, I got to get out. My missus used to work in property management. She hated it. She hated the company she worked for. And then as a result, she didn't like the industry either. And it's for her to get back into the industry now, or into workforce. She doesn't want to go and work in property management again. She goes, that would be the worst. Couldn't think of anything worse. So, okay, great. Change your environment. Go and work in wherever. Car dealership. I don't like do something else that's going to bring you a change of scene. So you have to have a little bit of self-awareness to snap out of it and go, well, what needs to change in my life? What am I actually really sad about? What don't I like? Am I waking up in the morning? I'm like, oh, I cannot wait for Friday. I live for Friday. Gary Vee was massive on that because if you're living for Friday night so you can go out and so it's a weekend, so you have 2 days away from the place that you're at 5 days a week, your shit's broken.
And he was one of the first people to vocally go out there and say that. And he hit the nail on the head.
He did, very much so.
You know what I mean? And I also think
I'd love to get Gary on this show.
Yeah.
And next time he's in Australia, I'm going to shoot him a text. Say, hey, guys.
Oh, freak if he can.
It'd be so cool, man.
Huh?
It'd be so cool. He'd be the type that would come on a show like this as well.
Yeah, he you know, you want to talk about people that do it for the love of the game?
That's why he would do it. Because he would love to see that. He goes, what? He goes, you've done this for 100, 200 episodes. What? This is your 1,000th episode and you haven't missed a week? 100% I'm coming on.
He's one of the people who just loves the game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Does it for the love of the game. And or at least that's the perception he's painted publicly.
Do you know what? He's been too consistent
for too long
for that not to be his MO.
Yeah, I've also never heard anyone be like, the only negative things I've ever heard about him was people be like, he's a lot. It's like, yeah, he is. Like he is, but that's who he is.
Most people.
But no one ever says like, oh, he's not. You know how you hear about other people? It's like, oh, they're not who you think they are. Like they're not who they portray themselves to be.
I've even heard people say like, Gary, you always say the same thing. Like you don't change your tone. It's like, yeah, because it works. Like why would I make something else up just to sound different? Because this is the game. This is what works, and this is what we have to talk about.
Yeah, he's cool dude.
Yeah,
cool dude. But yeah, so I think changing your environment is it's probably the biggest thing you can do. What I like to do is if I'm like in that space, it's like, all right, like what's like, just for a moment, close your eyes and just be like, what would make me feel better right now? Like, you know what I mean? What's the one thing, huh? Yeah, like what's the one thing that would make me feel better right now? You know, there is when I was in real estate, they introduced us to this coach. His name was Dr. Fred Gross. I might have completely mispronounced it, but he's got a book called the Ninja of the Mind or the Black Belt of the Mind or something like that. And he shares these concepts. And these are all tools, right? Like if you don't do anything with anything we've shared, it doesn't do anything. But he shares these concepts. And I think you'll like this. I don't know if I've ever shared this with you. And he shares this concept and he goes, okay, they got this thing called 10s, 25s, 50s, and 100s. Okay. And he goes, what he wants you to do is, he goes, your goal is, what can we do every day to make every day a 10 out of 10? Okay. He goes, and your 10s, 25s, 50s, and 100s are the things that will make your day better. He goes, so take some time and write down 10s are the things you could do on a daily basis that make your day better. So like, you know, I like to exercise, like stuff you like, not, he says, you don't have to justify it.
Yeah.
Hey, I like a glass of wine. Cool, put it there. I like to have a beer. Put it there. I like chocolate. Put it there. I like to go for a walk. Put it there. I like sunsets. Put it there. The stuff you can do on a daily basis. And then he's like, then there's 25s, which is the stuff you can do, you know, once every now and again, maybe once a fortnight. So like, I like to go fishing. I like to go camping. I like to blah, blah, blah. And then he's like 50s. I like the the holidays that, I want to go to Europe, I want to go to Greece. And then hundreds is like I want to go to Greece first class, blah, blah, blah. Like the fucking, you know what I mean? He's like, and this becomes your arsenal of tools. He goes, and every day have a check-in and be like, all right, what's today? Today's a 6. All right, what would make it a 10? And then look at that thing and be like, all right, you know what? I'm going to go for a walk. I'm going to go see the sun because I know I like that. And I'm just going to watch the sunset. I'm going to spend some time with my missus or my kids or my family. Or I'm going to go see my mum. And that would make this day much better. And it's like, and you got this thing. Oh, you know what? Fuck it. I haven't been fishing. I'm going to plan that trip for this weekend because this day is fucked. Do you know what I mean? And like, you kind of like lock that thing in. And then it's like, okay, cool. Like I improved this day. And does it mean every single day you're going to get to a 10 out of 10?
Yeah,
No.
but you might get it to a 8 when it was a 6.
100%. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, cool, man. Like I've got this arsenal of tools that are for me, that I can pull from when I'm not having a great day. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, cool. I'm not having a great day for whatever reason. We can fix that later. But like right now, it's like, what's the thing that's going to fix me now? Because you're not going to fix the day while you're shitty. You know what I mean? You're not going to fix your life while you're in a bad mood. It's like getting yourself out of that state. And ideally don't have anything in there that's harmful to you. Like, I want to do crack. Like, don't put that on there. But have stuff that's going to allow you to have a list of things that you can pull from every single time. Be like, cool, man. Like, I know that when I go for a walk or when I have a stretch or when I see the kids or when I play with my dog or whatever it is. And it's like, okay, shit day, where's my list? Because you won't think about it in the spot. You're not going to be like, you got to have this thing there so you can pull from it. Because those things won't come to your mind. Because what does our mind do? It goes to, like, if everything's shit, what do we start to notice? Everything's fucking going wrong. It's like, cool, have the thing, the external thing that you can lean on, that you can pull from every single time.
Why do you think that's a go-to? As in, why the default is a negative thing for most people? For almost everyone, actually.
Survival.
Yeah, that's right. That's what I think too.
Yeah,
it's a biological thing.
Like, 100%, dude. Your brain is not hardwired to make you happy. It's hardwired to make you survive.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We're constantly looking out for the next thing that's going to harm us.
That's right.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, so if you have to attack something so it doesn't harm you, that's what you got to do.
Yeah, and that's why they say women are actually more negative than men because they, like, especially around kids and stuff, because they care so much. And it's like they are wired to make sure that their baby stays alive.
Yeah.
And that's why they're like, no, don't let him do that. No, don't let him do that. And the dad's always like, nah. Do you know what I mean? It's not because, it's because
very stereotypical now, but yes. Sorry, as in very generic comment, blanket comment, but very true.
Yeah, of course it's blanket comment.
Very true.
Yeah, it's very true. Yeah. It's because women, like, genuinely care more about the kid.
That's right.
They're maternal. They're trying to protect their being. You know what I mean? And it's like the protection of the being and keeping it alive tends to have a lot of negative forces. It's why they say women are, again, blanket comment, but inherently more unhappy than men.
Yeah, right.
Do you know what I mean? Because, this was Jordan Peterson quoted it. Yeah. And he's like, it's the nature of life because they are more focused on keeping the kids alive and they are always looking out for more danger. Just the way they're wired mentally.
Yeah, that's right.
You know what I mean?
It's like, although those risks aren't necessarily there
anymore.
That's right.
They're still hardwired that way.
Hardwired in us. Yeah.
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 You know what I mean? Whereas we're not.
Definitely a thing. It's definitely a thing. I mean, you look at so many aspects of life, and even from a fitness point of view, people, like, life's easy. We're hungry. We go to Coles. We get Uber. We get pizza. We do whatever we want. We don't have to go and hunt for food anymore. We're not required to take more effort. It's easy for us to go down the path of least resistance now.
Also, it's very rare that, like, you go outside and get eaten by something.
No, that's the other thing. You don't have to be fit so you can run away.
Yeah.
You know, like to be able to hide or be strong to defend yourself. You don't have to do that thing. That's why you're seeing
or you don't have to be
like you don't have to frail people.
You don't have to walk outside and be like, there's no animals.
Yeah.
Like, all right, cool, man.
All right, let's go. Yeah, maybe I'll walk to work today.
Yeah.
You don't have to worry about any of that.
You kind of walk out, you're still half asleep and you jump in your car. You haven't paid attention to anything on the way to the car.
Nothing.
Yeah, but that's the life that we live in. It's become.
And then I think that's why to win in this game and life and fitness and everything, that's why you've got to do these little things. And you just don't know what you don't know. And I reckon it was a bit of an epiphany for me when I started to think like that and act like that I saw a huge change in my life. Huge. And before that, like, it's like I didn't know what I didn't know. I didn't know that I was unhealthy and not fit and not strong. I didn't know that I wasn't the best leader at work and the best person to be around. I didn't know that I wasn't the greatest father or the greatest husband or anything like that. And it's like, well, once I started to uncover those elements of my life, I'm like, oh, this is what it's like. This is what it can be. This is all I have to do. It's not even that hard. It's not that hard. And I'm like, once I put those things into place, I was like, well, this is a game changer. I'm going to beat everyone. It's a roadmap. It's a roadmap to doing everything that you want and everything you want to achieve.
Yeah. I think a really good book this was actually the third book I ever read. It was recommended to me by my first ever coach. And it's called Mindset by Carol Dweck. And the purpose of the book, I believe, is it talks about, growth mindset versus fixed. That's that whole concept, growth versus fixed. Anyone you've ever heard share that concept with you comes from this book. This is where it originated from. And, the idea is like to transform your thinking. Get you looking at things just a little bit differently. Because your perception is your reality.
Very true.
Yeah, I mean, if you go out every morning and you think everything's fucked and you're upset and you get angry at the person that cuts you off,
exactly what
you're gonna live that life. You don't. Fuck, there's a sick thing. I'm gonna screw it up, but there's a sick thing Tony Robbins says. He's like, you don't live your reality. You live the perception of your reality. You know what I mean? And it's like something like that. And it's like you're living how you see your life, not what your life actually is. Yeah. You're living your perception of it.
Yeah.
And you control your perception. And that's the best part. And that's why you can choose to say, cool, man, like today's a great day and the sun's out and shining.
There's so many aspects of your life, if you're listening to this now, that other people would die to have. So many. And I think that's something that's always grounded me too. And it's harder to think about those things because it's easier to think about what you don't have than rather than what you do.
Yeah, but so do you know what good practice is? Good practice is thinking about those things not just when you need them.
Yes. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
That's right.
It's like think about those things not just when you need them so that when you need them, the neural pathway is built.
That's
you can
right.
make that connection already. You're like,
it's much easier.
I already won the lottery.
That's
dude.
right.
You know
Already won the lottery.
Dude, like, hey, if you're listening to this and you're in Australia, you won the lottery. Like that is.
Do you see what's going on in Spain at the moment? Do you see that?
I've seen headlines. I haven't looked into it.
I only watched it. I saw it last night briefly, but I was out, and then I saw it again this morning. Yeah, just mass people literally invading the country.
People in Spain?
Yeah, coming from Africa or wherever it was, just upon the tens of thousands, dude. They're just literally swimming in the ocean and just coming into the shores, and they're just running in.
Are you serious?
Yeah, all military grade men, military aged men. No
military
women. Yeah,
aged?
yeah, as in
like 18 to 30?
18 to 30 or whatever it is. Just like droves of men.
Are you serious?
Yeah, that's it.
From where?
I think it's from Africa or something like that. I don't know how they came there, from a boat, whatever it was. But if you look at it, it's
into
full on.
Spain.
Into Spain. And the whole concept about it is it's like they're filming it and they're like, hang on, if this is mass migration or, they're coming from war-torn countries, where are the women and children? Why is it only men 18 to 30? This is an invasion. And the Spanish government's doing nothing about it. Like should have the army there just literally putting them into camps, but they're not doing that. Anyway, it's interesting to see.
That's wild.
It was wild, yeah.
Well, that's not happening here.
No, exactly.
Happening, huh?
Exactly. It's not happening here. They say it is happening, but it's just legal. That's all. They're doing it down a different path, but that's a topic for another time. Just ask Pauline Hanson about that one.
Yeah, we get her on.
We get her on.
But yeah, change your mindset, change your life, I think.
So true. So true. I've seen it firsthand. I've seen it firsthand.
Yeah, me too.
And it's like I'm at a point in my life now where I've been in business and I've had a family. I've got some years on my shoulders, I've got some runs on the board. And I look at opportunities that are presenting themselves to me today, because I could very easily feel very sorry for myself because I've worked very hard over the last, say, 10 years in business, 20 years in construction. I've worked very, very hard. I could very easily sit back and go, how come this hasn't happened for me yet? How come I don't have this? Why don't I have that? Why aren't I at this level yet? Why aren't I flying first class? Why don't I have the yacht yet? Why don't I have all these things that I thought I would have at this age? Why don't I have? I could sit there and be very sorry for myself. Instead, I'm still looking for opportunities. I'm still trying to grind. I'm still seeing the positive and going, wow, look how far I've come. Look how far I've come in 10 years. Look at the experience I've had in 10 years of being in business and the things I get to work with and the people I've gotten to work with, good and bad. I'm very grateful for the bad people that I've worked with because they will make me better in the future. And as a result of that, having that mindset today, it presents other opportunities that I would never have been looking for if I was sitting there and saying, woe is me. Like I'm talking
100%.
some amazing fucking opportunities that the opportunity that may or may not come to fruition on this podcast in the near future, it could be life-changing for myself. It could be, I could look back at this moment in my life and go, at that time when I made that decision to do this thing with that person, that's what got me where I am today. That's what got me the Porsche. That's what got me the house. That's what got me the holiday house. That's what got me the jet. That's what got me all these things, that decision at that moment. But me, everything back here in my past, if I always looked at it and said, well, industry's fucked, can't make $1. Some people pay me, some people don't. My employees suck. It's hard having kids. Don't have any more kids. I had too many. Mrs. bust my balls all the time. If I had that mindset, you'd never be looking for that opportunity. That opportunity would never present itself, nor would you grab it because you wouldn't be looking for it. It wouldn't exist. And then you're just going to always be a victim. And that's something I've never wanted to do. I've never wanted to be a victim. I've never wanted to be poor George. No, fuck it. George is doing everything. This is all my fault. Everything. All the good is my fault. All the bad is my fault. Everything is my fault. And I think that was a powerful concept that I learned. I can't remember who it was. About taking extreme responsibility. Like everything's your fault.
Jocko.
Was it?
Nah, I don't know. Everyone says that.
Yeah, I can't remember where I got
Jocko's
it from.
book is called Extreme Responsibility.
Yeah, it might be. It might have even been him. It's like, man, the car,
Extreme ownership,
something like that. The car crash in the morning that made you late for work, that is completely your fault. Because if you left to go to work 15 minutes earlier, you would have avoided that car crash that happened that you weren't even involved in, but just caused heaps of traffic. So if you'd left 15 minutes earlier, so if that's the case, then it's in your control to have avoided that. Extreme, yes, I get it.
your fault or your problem?
Both. It's your you've got the problem once it's there, and it's your fault because you didn't take the action to change your trajectory. Because if you had left at 6 a.m. in the morning to get to work for the job that you start at 7 to get there at 6:30, you win the day every single day. And people are like, oh, no, then the work gets half an hour earlier out of you. Just go sit there and read the paper, if that's what people do now. Scroll on social media, do whatever you want to do until you start work at 7 if you want, or just start a bit earlier. Maybe you get to leave a bit earlier and avoid traffic on the way home too. Maybe you can negotiate that with your boss. Just tell me if you had an employee right now and said to you, what time do your guys start work?
8:30.
All right. If he said, hey, Robbie, do you mind if I start? And what time do they finish?
6.
6. Cool. And if you say, hey, Robbie, do you mind if I start work at 7, can I leave at 4:30?
I've put it to him.
Yeah. But would you care?
No.
Exactly. You'd be like, no, man.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I think there's got to be within reason.
Yeah.
Like if they said, hey, can I do my 8 hours from midnight to 8 a.m.? I'd be like, no.
No, because that's not business operations. But people are
within
operating
reason,
within those times. I would look at it from the perspective of, in your case, yes, some of your clients may not be operating at 7 in the morning. Actually, a lot would be because you're in construction. But also, he'll probably get some deep work done between 7 and 8:30 because not many people are going to bother him. So he might be even more productive during that time. And then he gets to come to work early, avoid all the traffic, get home early and avoid all the traffic, and he's happy both ways.
That's what I'm going to start doing that.
It's great.
I'm going to start leaving at 4.
Yeah, it's a massive. Oh, you were doing that for a little while though. Anyway, you were in the office at like 5.
Yeah, but then I was finding it too difficult to go to the gym in the middle of the day. Like
were you?
Yeah, I wouldn't go.
Yeah,
Sometimes
me too.
I would just get caught up, and then I'm
same.
like, okay, I can't. Like, This is great if your business is super mature
Mm.
and you are not involved in any of the week-to-week operations or day-to-day operations of the business. But if you are, like, you can get very easily sucked in. That's what I found happened to me. So I was like, okay, cool. Like, and then like now I'm back to training in the mornings.
Yeah.
It's just, okay, let me get my gym session out the way and then I can sit down and lock in. And yeah, it just doesn't work.
Yeah.
It didn't work for me.
Yeah. I used to do that before I lived 500 meters from the office. I used to do that when I had an office in Hawthorne. And I used to be up really early, get up at, I'd leave home at 6, so I'd be at the office at 6:30. So I'd never had any traffic in the morning. It took me 15 minutes to get home in the morning, to get to work in the morning. But then at night time, I would leave at 5 and it would take me 45 minutes to an hour because the traffic was just
Yeah, 5
chaotic.
o'clock is the worst.
Yeah, it was chaotic at that time. Really, I should have just gotten to work even earlier and just left at 4 and not had that traffic, but that's fine. Regardless, it's taking control. Taking control of your life, taking control of all the aspects, and everything is your fault, everything is your responsibility. And when you start to think like that, that's when shit becomes a lot easier.
I don't know about easier, but I think better.
Well, sometimes, better, but it can be easier too, because it's like something that you found difficult to even handle is now easier to handle. But yeah, I agree, better.
Yeah, in the sense of it gives you a level of power or control.
Yes, it gives you power and even freedom too.
It's like you're relinquishing control when you blame something else.
Yeah, exactly. You're giving that all the power, 100%. And that's I try and drill that into my children a lot as well from an early age, because I want that to be a subconscious thing for them. So, hey, you're responsible. You did this thing. I can't remember. My son did it the other day. He goes, "Oh, it's not my fault that the glass broke." I'm like, "Hang on, who put the glass there? All right, did I put the glass there? Is it my fault? Did I put the glass in that location?" He's like, "No." Okay, did I accidentally knock the glass over? He's like, "No." Who did? I did. So then how is this not your fault? You need to take responsibility for that glass knocking over. Even if I put it there, whose fault is it? It's still yours because you've done that. But I could then turn around and say, "No, that's my fault. The reason that glass broke is I didn't put it in the dishwasher and I left it on the bench. So that means that's my fault now. I'm going to take responsibility, even though you broke the glass. But that's not to relinquish your responsibility because you're the one that did the action. So you take some responsibility here too." And I think once you start to drill that into your everyday life, everything you do, then yes, great. Everything's your fault.
It becomes second nature.
It does. Like I was talking this morning, I had this this situation with a third party, and I'm like, I'm glad I'm going through this position. Okay, this is actually my fault. Everything that's happening right now, it's my fault because I didn't follow our process and our systems, and as a result, I'm finding myself in this difficult situation. So what's that mean? A, I'm not giving power to that person, and B, I'm going to make sure that doesn't happen next time because I'm learning from this failure in process and system, and I'm going to do that because I could very easily sit there and go, "Fuck this guy, he's doing this, he's not doing that, he's not giving me this, he's not acting this way, he's the bad person, he's the bad person, not me." Because it's easy to pass the blame, but it's harder to look within. And when you can look within and take control, you're going to start to win the game.
I agree. I concur.
You do concur. Well, another episode down. What a life. By the time this airs, we'll be en route.
Are you trying to do
I'm trying to do the maths. I think we'll be en route to Sydney. And if it's not, just, hey, team, just make this episode come out on the Monday we leave for Sydney.
Yeah.
So we will be en route to Sydney. We've got our Builder Summit event coming up. Very excited about. It's going to be our biggest tour to date. Lots of people expected, lots of registrations, lots of opportunities for us to help people on their business journey in construction and absolutely dominate the space. It's going to be a really, really fun trip. And if you haven't registered your ticket yet, look, there is probably still time. I reckon you could jump on the website, on the landing page somewhere. Just go to any of our socials, websites, wherever you want to go. You'll find the page. And if not, shoot us a DM and we'll shoot it back to you so you can register for your free ticket to the Builder Summit in Sydney, Brisbane and Melbourne on the 11th in Sydney, 13th in Brisbane and 18th in Melbourne.
You heard it here first.
You did indeed. Awesome. Well, thank you very much for joining us on on the $1 Million Days podcast. You know something I haven't said in a really long time? I hope you have a $1 million day.
Why do you reckon you haven't said it in a long
I don't know,
time?
I just think I've forgotten about it. Just got complacent. And you know what? It's all my fault.
I blame you. All right. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, guys.